This is a game I cannot win. This is a game I cannot lose. This is a fact of life. You are the chosen. I choose. Sweeping the chosen gently, just to leave them unbruised. You unlucky thing to be chosen by me. I'm choosing you. Brilliant lyrics. Elizabeth Six, she wrote them. Brilliant lyrics. So I carry on. I was going to rip into me. You know what? Guess what I saw yesterday? For the first time in ever, he looked like a shell. He looked like a shell of it. You know, like a cockroach that's dried out. It hasn't got any life in a cockroach anymore, but it's still got the shell there. You know, it's like long gone. It's like dried up, right? It's much reminiscent of that. As in life-wise. He's the living dead. Trust me. Stop thinking. Forget about your youth. No matter how much you want to dress up in a fucking Cub Scout uniform, you old man. I'm talking to one person out there, yeah, using wonderful lyrics written by Elizabeth Six, a good writer. Stop thinking. Forget about your youth. Start drinking to ease the pain and soothe you. Heavy sedation is what you need. When the ugly truth you see that the shape of your beautiful mouth means nothing to me. Said so boldly. And I do a fucking classic riff while she's squawking this. These good lyrics. And she does it quite well, fair play, I can't knock her, you know what I mean? She does it, as far as narkability is concerned, she's the fucking narc master when it comes to females. Well, kind of like, you know, a bit of both, like, whatever. To take anyone for a ride. As in, like, mind-wise, fucking right. She ain't no, like, well, I don't know if she's a slut or not. I'm not calling her a slut, but mind-wise, she'll just fucking rinse anyone. Doesn't really matter if they're a woman or a man. That's why she's non-sexual. She hasn't got a preference in who she just wrecks. So anyway, all that your loving charm and your charming love are wasted on me. I am the living dead. I am the beast. When you're at your lowest ebb, you can't get out of bed. That's when I come alive. When you're low, I get high. So stop thinking. Long gone is your youth. You started drinking. It never eased the pain. It never soothed you. Ooh, speaking in past tense now. Good storytelling there, Trace. Heavy sedation was needed, was it? When the ugly truth was unleashed. What's that? Shape of your booted mouth. I don't care. What do you think? About whoever's mouth. I know it's not mine, because he probably wrote it long before you fucking met me, innit? I'm not talking to this person, anyway. But just demonstrates again our consciousness, people. Be aware of the consciousness. I'm not picking on people, but these are masterful demonstrators of a consciousness, yeah? Of a stream of consciousness that has been there all along, so boldly and loud and proud of its thread, as in its pathway. And because of its blinkered vision, which it did have, and it still has to some extent, it has to have because of the complications it would cause if it didn't have blinkered vision. Mind-wise, I can understand why people are so ignorant. You know, it is pretty heavy. You know, what is? I'm not going to explain because it's already been done and explained. It's pretty fucking heavy and pretty detailed, but it does involve people. Absolutely, yeah. It involves the pinnacle of relationships in a way, from both sides, male, female. This right across the board. This when someone regards like friends and shit like that, you know, and what they go up to, what level they go up to kind of not stick up for you, but just to fucking. It's not like sticking up for me. I just wanted to fucking realise this, but no, they were committed to not, and obviously, fucking. When I read back on some of these lyrics, like all along, it's fucking obvious. This, it's more obvious than the Scientologist. The fucking freezoners, you know, those cults. Fucking Wendy and all that. How you doing, Wendy? You alright? You checked that fucking Lauren Hubbard out yet? That weightlifter? I bet she'd fucking whip your ass, Wendy. She'd fucking knock you out, eh? That fucking Lauren Hubbard. You know, that tranny that won the Olympics in New Zealand. That fucking tranny that you're on about. Well, Luan was reckoning that you're a tranny, innit? Reckoning that everyone that I knew was a tranny. In fact, he had a tranny fascination, didn't he? It was either reptilians or trannies. And we kind of came to agreement on that, like in a conversation on the phone when you rang me up after I fucking left that shitty fucking nerdy forum because you were all a bunch of fucking nerds. Years and years ago. It didn't really kick up that much of a fuss because it's not a big deal at the point, at the time. Is it really? Until he gets a bit spooky. And then you have to mention something to your friends and then you just get disowned. I know your plan, and I knew it all along, see. And funny enough, other people did too. I'm talking to Wendy now, yeah? And also other people, including that person who just wrote the lyrics, because she knew all the time as well. And there's no denying that she can't fucking know this, or that consciousness that that person does have to be accountable for. Because it makes up their life. That's why. Well, why not be accountable for it? Because it actually is you. I'm talking to the people now who are so accountable by their blazing accountability. Setting words in motion, and music, and dance, and routine, and everything. It's more than set in stone, people. I'm talking to other people out there, like norms and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's recorded musically, speaking. And it's kind of a big deal, you know. I'm talking about, like, sort of wordsmiths here, yeah? Best of the best got together to fucking have a bit of a fucking bickering battle and show everyone how shit it was. Just to fucking argue about crap all. Well, just basically about fucking whose idea is best. And when you actually understand that it's not a fucking idea anyway in the first place, really. I mean, what is your idea? Because my idea is just to get better, and that's what it was, really, all along, really in my core. I'm not quite sure where a person sees that, how they get better from. But me, personally, I didn't want to affect anyone negatively, so I didn't want to, like, get better just from, like, fucking rinsing people, or I'd rather work with people productively and creatively and build something rather than fucking destroy them. You know, that was inherent. That's in my heart. That's my core. Now, I didn't understand this at the time, but there are people polar opposite to that, and literally recognise that in a person and do want to. They see it as their position to, you know, because they may have had a bit of a rough time or something like that. They want to take it out on someone else. But it's much like that, yeah. You know, because like all these people were abused by other people, had nothing to do with me, really. And so they do Yeah, it's just like the book says. You know, the book says, all the time. They just take it out on their closest, or the ones friggin'. Well, yeah, the ones closest to them. It doesn't have to be closest to like friendship or relationship wise. It's the ones which can worth downloading shit onto, especially if they got like a feature of recognition which could be positive to them in their timeline. Then they're definitely gonna freaking strike them down, isn't it? Now this is what these people do see, and they've done it all the time. I've recognised, I've seen it. How they work. It's fucking creepy. It's really nuts. It's really mad because they're sneaky. I mean, like Tracy, like, we did all that music, but like, I know she's not singing about me as such. Well, she might be. She might well be directly, but I know she wrote some of these lyrics before she met me. But it's about a consciousness. It's about a state of mind. And that's what's has to people pay attention to, is the state of mind of the person to quite rightfully and heartfully say those things. I mean, that's just one song. They're all like fucking targeting, and I mean, you can't write them any better. I mean, like I said, I've chosen the best fucking examples here, and she just can't get any better than Elizabeth Six. Classic. She's the totem pole. Got all the faces of every single one you want. No, even the rainbow ones and whatever. Unicorn. Yeah, she's face painted, by the way. It's funny. Well, it's not funny. It's just get in line with everything. It's completely fucking. And what would she be? Fucking accountant or something? Doubt it. Well, I don't know. Yes, face painter. Good face painter though. I gotta say, I was picking her up as face painter as well. Tracy, you better fucking shut up. I'm not talking to you. I just mentioned your lyrics there. Good lyrics. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'll sing one of my songs now and show you up. Because I can write good lyrics too. Maybe not sing them as good as you, but I can give it a go though. Lyric wise. But your lyrics are fucking cutting a lot. They're fucking daggers, aren't they? Those lyrics. All of them are. Come on, Trace, you can't fucking deny that factor. You know that was your edge. Why am I talking about you? Oh yeah, it was about examples of people, yeah? So I saw what's his name the other day? Well, yesterday. Yeah, so I saw well, the funny thing is, I couldn't do anything about it really. I was next door, yeah? Visiting next door neighbours, totally unlinked. I don't involve myself with this, but nevertheless, he does live next door to the person who I go and see. And he's a landlord, yeah. So he just let himself in, innit? And I sat in the lounge, and I looked at him. He didn't look at me. He didn't look me in the eye. He looked around, and then he sat down like a fucking. I just got up and walked upstairs. That it's difficult, that go-so thing when it's so fucking integral with everything, where it kind of proves a point of my involvement with these people. So it's like I can't really go so, because it proves such a fucking wonderful, funny example and reason of this example, of these ludicrous fucking examples that people can only just be astounded by and laugh at, not get annoyed by. Well, kind of, they could get annoyed, but it kind of goes beyond that, It goes to the point of like, you're just staggered by this person's commitment to total fucking ignorance. That's mad. I think that's fucking mad. I do. I mean, from my point of view, I really do think that's fucking mad. I keep my own perception of reality. Good for you, love day. Whenever everyone else is fucking, their stability is actually their method of adapting to new situations, not being stuck in their own fucking mechanical ways of duty and just fucking stay there like a fucking. They become robotic. People spot you, and I'm talking about people who just work their old mechanism that they rehashed a little bit. No originality really, to be honest with you, root down. There's no connection to the heart, not truly. Because that's where the flow comes from, divine spirit, whatever. And it's all divine, if you think about it. It's whether you want to look down or up. And there are people who are committed, literally, are the cast and the crew of this one to demonstrate to people. And we all have different fucking sides. It's so clear that anyone can see, really. Anyone can see. Apart from people who are really in it. Not including me, of course. Because I saw it all along. I had a unique perspective of the situation that was unfolding, and that I knew that was talk about like manifesting. I was like, this can't. I hope this doesn't go to shit. It has. Well, lucky I know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like, how much more deja vu can you go? How many more repeats does anyone need to be reminded of this factor? That there it has been a showdown, and the winning of it didn't involve spilling any blood. Not like not like old school fucking chop your head off. Yeah, I won now. I'm lucky. Yeah. No, it's very different. This one. That's why it's so difficult, because no blood was spilled. But up to a point where the person literally cannot say any more about their lives even. Now, these people have to pay attention to this detail, because this is what they missed out, and they lied by omitting evidence all along. They don't lie, they lie just by missing bits out of the story and not telling other people the full story. No matter how petty, or they basically narrate their own fantasy just by leaving other bits out of the story, involving other people, of course, of which may hold them accountable for certain things. So when one leaves this person out, whoever they are, there's a thread of story there which is quite significant. There's a prop. It's like a fucking stool. It's like a stump in one's life that they can't really remove. There's this massive, big timeline taken up by interactions and dealings with, and communications with, and arguments with, and all this, and just how it unfolded. Yet the person disregards that, so they obviously don't learn from it. They don't want to learn from this experience, so they are, even though they probably hate to hear this, they turn off by now, but they are committing themselves not to move on. Basically, they're committing themselves to the old. They're gonna have to do some other fucking shit to fucking get through this, as in like do another life maybe. Because it's to do with people's level of awareness, and if people I just cannot grasp that. I'm not going to force them. I'm not here to force anyone to do anything. But that's what shocked me, is like people, even though that we're all like apparently humans, there are some which just don't comprehend. It's like there's no cogs there. There's no fucking mechanics there, even to turn the wheels. If there was any mechanics there, there's nothing there. There's no fucking thing operating apart from their own shell, which is overlaid, egotistic overlay of what society kind of, but obviously selected bits. It's like in a mishmash, much like fucking me, but I choose the best bits too. But like they've chosen all the worst bits, and definitely, we can see them. Ask them. What's funny about this, as soon as they open the fucking mouths, yeah, these people, you will want to turn away, or people, not if they're not used to them, they will probably be horrendously sick. Throw up everywhere. I'm glad Loveday didn't say anything to me last night. I just walked out. He knew that. He just came around to fucking bug me because I was chatting to a lady in the lounge. He probably sensed. Well, after all the girls came back, I just went upstairs to say hello. I said to Steve. And I could imagine him next door going, fucking outside, the birds come back there. So he's a fucking horrible dressing man. Loveday, I'm gonna fucking wreck your head this weekend again. You know why? Because it's nearly the anniversary of the day you and your wife attacked me in your own garden. You still haven't cleaned up that paint, you fucking absolute retard. The crime scene's still there, Loveday. You think you could make a little bit of effort, wouldn't you, to get rid of that? Because you're so committed that you didn't do it. I mean, when I go for a piss, I can see the paint in the garden. The spotlights, it's just fucking massive. And apparently no one, after that point, no one went in the garden again. Well, rarely after that. They didn't really use the garden after that then. It became a tainted place. Nice one, Loveday. Making people feel at home, innit? For a landlord. I govern you now. Yeah. You think like a fucking retard, Loveday. I'm not naming any names, but someone saw you the other day and they thought that you had some sort of syndrome. And it wasn't upwards. But they honestly thought that. And I said, no, that's Loveday. But they honestly, at first recognition, they'd honestly think that you were down in the syndrome way more than upwards. And I'm not joking. And many people think that too. So it's not just them. I'm not just over the years, fucking hell. I'm staggered the amount of times. That's how you get away with shit as well. I know that. Maybe you are, I don't care. But like, it's not good, see. To have this weird entitlement, fucking persuasion power thing over people that you don't even know. This is what your comeuppance is, Loveday. And this is what everyone has to understand. Is that I'm not picking on you as such, but you've demonstrated yourself to be such a fucking imbecile. I'm nothing special. I'm no alpha male or fucking father figure for anyone, really. Well, maybe for kids or something, but I'm not. But from a perspective of like looking at a fucking, you consider yourself. I mean, what bar? There's no bar. The only bar that you set is the ones you fucking put lines of fucking tequilas out on. Bit of lemon. Let you lick the back of your hand like a lizard. You're not even a lizard, are you? You're a fucking reptile. Not reptile, fucking insect. That's what you are, an insect. But I have to tell other people as well. Oh, I have to go into another story like another time. But yeah, I saw Corinda yesterday. I hope he's alright. I have to give him a bell. He had a bit of a rough time apparently in the lift. But yeah, he's alright though. He's alright. It's fine. But like when they said like these are, what are we then? If like, honestly, this is what they fucking put in my mind. These fucking trologists all along. One of them's a reptile. One of them's an insectoid. The other one's fucking grey or something. Honestly, it's like they're riffing on science fiction. They don't written by a fucking nerd. Someone who just fucking wanked all day and just fucking didn't bother fucking even chatting at women. Just thought he'd fucking just drug them instead. That type of person. And writes science fiction cults. I didn't get too carried away. But he's a dark fucker, that fucking RH. Even though everyone fucking who's into him doesn't fucking like me saying that, do they? I was going to do a song for you, didn't I? I was over time, 24, not bad. But I'll come back again. I'll do a song instead.